Why does a president put his hand on the Bible to take his oath of office?
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the office of the President of the United States,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
It's because the Bible is the soul of Western civilization. The Bible shaped the West, and most especially America. Without it, Obama could not have won this election. In England, you inherited kingship or leadership of a nation. In America, you have to earn it. Let me explain. Obama was running first against Hillary Clinton and then against John McCain. Both of them are American aristocrats. They are Washington insiders. Hillary Clinton is the wife of a former president and senior as a senator to Obama. John McCain had distinguished pedigree. He was a senior senator. He was a celebrated war hero. His wife is a corporate executive. But Obama succeeded in winning over them because he succeeded in convincing the majority of the Americans that he was more competent. Now, this is part of America's DNA. The first governor in New England was John Winthrop. If traditional English society was choosing a governor for New England, they would have never chosen John Winthrop. He was not of noble birth. They chose him because of his abilities, and they chose him because they were Puritans whose mindset and conscience were shaped by the Bible. How did the Bible shape the American culture of meritocracy? The classic example is the anointing of David to become the king. The prophet Samuel was sent by God to the house of Jesse to anoint the new king to replace Saul. Jesse brought 7 of his older sons to the banquet. And as Samuel looked at the firstborn, who was handsome and tall, he assumed, given the culture of that society, that he would be the leader and wanted to anoint him, but God said no. Jesse had not even invited the youngest, the 8th son, who was looking after the sheep. God said to Samuel, he's the one, wait for him. So David was brought in, and God said to Samuel that man looks at the externals, God looks at the heart. As you keep reading that section in 1 Samuel, you find David's extraordinary abilities, his courage, his initiative, his skills at war, his skills as a shepherd, his public relations skills, his communication skills. Now, that sort of became the pattern. The reason America succeeded in its economy, in its education, in its business, in its technology, in its science was what is called the Puritan or the biblical work ethic. It came from Jesus' parables, such as the parable of talents. One servant who was given 5 talents turned them into 10, and Jesus said, well done, good and faithful servant. You should rule over 10 cities. That's leadership coming from one's proven competence and ability and merit. Now, that is what Paul says in the New Testament, that whatever we do, we should do it with all our heart and mind and ability for the glory of God. This became what is known as the doctrine of vocation or calling on work, which explains what America is. Now, America is losing this. Right now in Wall Street, you have people who don't work but cheat and make billions of dollars because that work ethic is disappearing, because the Bible, the soul of Western civilization, is disappearing. President Obama should put his hand on the Bible because the Bible is the reason why America became meritocracy, the reason why Obama was elected over more distinguished rivals. If you really want to understand the Bible's profound influence on the West, I invite you to listen to these 11 lectures, Must the Sun Set on the West? You can download the first lecture for free. These lectures argue that the Bible is the soul of Western civilization and the sun is setting because the West is amputating its soul. But it need not set. Obama can renew the promise of America by turning our attention back to the soul of America, that is the Bible.